Yes! Okay, good. Because this probably sounds super weird for me to just go yes as soon as it starts streaming. But, long story short, it just wasn't working with me for a good, 20 minutes, and I was worried that I wouldn't be able to do this stream. But yeah, this is just so that way I can just kind of get an update, or give you guys an update, and just kind of chat while I'm doing a bunch of schoolwork on, well, AP World History. Ugh. Alright, let's see if this is working. Yes. Yes, it is. That is good. Anyways. Yeah, and then these are just so that way, because I'm gonna make I'm gonna run a Minecraft server on an old PC, so that way my friends and or the other saxophones can join me while I'm playing. So, and well, the saxophone section has been thinking of getting around for a while. I mean, the trumpets did. And, if the trumpet section, which by the way, the trumpet section at my school, perfectly matches the stereotype. Little bit of an ego, but otherwise good musicians. I'm honestly kind of surprised the Mellows didn't make a realm yet. Because seriously, with how community-minded and all that they are, I'm really, really not surprised. I'm really surprised that they didn't. Let me double check if the audio's on. And all that stuff. Okay, there's a weird, ringing noise. Let me see if I can get this to work out. Okay, yeah, no, it's not going away. I'm gonna have to just kind of tinker with my microphone, seeing as it's being dumb. Okay, let's see if this works. Anything. Yeah, that's not any better. Taking the pop filter off didn't do anything. Alright then. Anyways. Let's see if Actually, I realized that's probably a bad idea to just go into my computer settings while streaming on the internet to a bunch of people that I don't know, probably. So anyways, I guess for now, you're just gonna have to ignore the ring noise from my stupid microphone. Let's see, is this the right chord? Let me see if I can just get this to better than it is right now, because just about anything is better. Yes, that is the right. I'm just gonna, anyways, get to work now. And anyway, so I meant to make like an update video earlier, but I kept on hating how it was turning out. So I thought, okay, just, you know what, screw it. Let's just make a point and say why I probably won't be uploading for a while during while I'm doing the thing that's preventing me from uploading, and that would be schoolwork. This year I am taking twice the number of AP/Pre-AP classes than I am normally doing, or that I did last year, and then I am also in the contest show for marching band, which is extremely time consuming on its own, and then I also have to practice my all region music. I have MMA, and then and then 14 days is my birthday, my 16th birthday. I'm not gonna get my driver's license on my 16th birthday. I am not ready to get my driver's license yet. I am not ready at all to do any of that stuff. So, like, seriously. We tried to do, parent-taught driver's ed, so basically how that works is, I learned, like, all the classroom stuff, like, online, on my own time, like, anywhere. Well, like, my mom or stepdad or dad teaches me to apply it. Well, over the summer it was my dad, and that worked out really well because he actually used to be a driver's ed instructor for a while, so he's a really, really good driver and knows what he's talking about. And overall, he's just like a very, like, calm, level-minded person who's very good at just kind of keeping his cool, like, visibly. My mom, she's also a pretty good driver, but she just isn't, like, very much of, like, a teacher. She's a lot more of, like, a leader than a teacher. Just, like, you learn your stuff, you get it done, I do my part, you do your part, instead of kind of walking me through it, which is kind of an issue with, you know, parent-taught driver's ed, hence the word taught and not applied. So, long story short, once, like, marching band cools off, then we're gonna sign me up for driver's ed lessons, and then, oh boy, then I'm also going to be doing SAT prep class, in spring in order to get money for the trips I'm going on next year. I'm gonna get a job, so long story short, uploads are going to be extremely sporadic. Not like they haven't been already, because I was in Indiana over the summer with my Garbo old computer. Thankfully, I am back now, on terms of the technical scale, but I miss my family a lot, but, you know, things are just, we just gotta go with what we are, or we just have to go with how things are, so, yeah, that's the story of my life for the past, like, 3 months. Actually stretched that 4 months. And this very well may be the story of my life for, like, the next 5 months, I want to say. Anyways, I'm gonna get right at schoolwork. So long story short, for my WAP or AP World History project, I have to learn about the the ancient civilizations of the world from, like, oh boy, from the beginning of time, aka Indus River Valley, to 1200, and in the case of the Americas, the pre-Columbian era. So that's a lot, and then what makes it weirder is, so we have to take the information, like the stuff that's required for us, and then we have to like print it out. Actually, you scratch that. You can print out maps and formats, but you have to draw everything by hand because, cheater, pumpkin eater. And you have to do it all by hand, so that way my teacher knows that you're not just word vomiting. And yeah, we have to put it on a rectangular tissue box. The reason she did that was so that way we could just easily take the project apart once, like, she gives it back, since, school year will equal people, lots and lots of people getting sick. So, yeah. Honestly, this feels like such a dry stream. So I'm going to put on some Steven Universe music. I am super excited for the movie coming out on Monday. And better yet, it's on Labor Day. Like, that couldn't have worked out better. So let me just grab the songs that I have downloaded, and I may or may not sing along using my singing voice. Are the crystal gems we always save the day, and if you think we can't, we'll always find a way. That's why the people of this world believe in garnet, amethyst, and pearl, and yeah, chances are most of the things that I'm going to be posting in a while are probably going to be streams of me, like, playing games for an hour. I'm gonna try and figure out how to hook up my Elgato to my Wii, so that way I can play, like, so that way I can, like, stream, like, me trying to get to 9999 VR, which, by the way, I'll do it either on, like, custom tracks or normal. I have CTGP. And I'm also working on making, like, a little custom music track for the tracks only. But that's only, like, when I have literally nothing else to do. It was mostly stuff that I did, like, very early summer before I went to Indiana. I just need to try and get, like, an HDMI to the, isn't it RCA cable? I think it's called RCA cable. It might not be. The whatever that you have to hook up to your TV for the Wii, so that way I can easily get all that hooked up, and then I can start streaming that on my free time, which I think will be a whole lot of fun. The music track is going to be, like, only consisting of Nintendo music, primarily Pokemon and Fire Emblem stuff, with a bit of Smash Bros. As for the avocados number mug, well, this was primarily so that way, long story short, we're learning about like all the different gross like Unit 1 stuff that has been regurgitated to us every single year in chemistry. Like don't burn your hair off, and boiling stuff is bad, and don't sniff the poisonous mercury gas. You know, but we're also learning about like units conversion and moles, which were not taught to us at all in biology or middle school, which is a little bit aggravating, but we didn't really use it much, and luckily it's not too hard. And you know, I just searched up avocado number mug and pulled up this thing. Mom made an army and she fought herself. Did that even end up mattering when she faked her own shattering? Oh, I need to definitely change that thing. Let's make sure that it's still working. Okay, yep, it's still working visually. It actually looks pretty good on terms of video. Need to work on getting on either fixing my current mic, because like seriously, I've barely used it. I don't know why it's freaking out on me yet. Now, or I have to get a new mic, which you know is a bit aggravating as well, because like I said, I've barely used this one, but at the same time I got it for like $20, so it really probably isn't worth anything. But I got like a stand and a pop filter for it, so that works. For like the tissue box project, that's what it's called, I've finished the Americas, Africa, China, Europe. I'm working on India and Southeast Asia, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, probably am. Oh my, and it is creating a weird effect. Let's just stop that. And Dar al-Islam for the project. Let's see, I've completed the map and timeline for India. Then I've completed just the map for Dar al-Islam. But like seriously, for Europe I had to draw like a map of all the Roman roads, which seriously, the Roman roads like in Europe and or Turkey, which was super hard because there's so many of those stupid things, and they're like, ugh. But for the most part, it's been good, but school has just been kind of, ugh. Let's only think about. I can't sing. I can't sing. Yeah, this is probably going to be on the shorter side for streams. Although, definitely I feel a lot more comfortable, like, with how it currently is, especially with the music in the background, than my Minecraft stream, especially since I have, like, a more solid grasp of everything, even though my microphone is being dumb. But it works for now. I definitely just Ugh. Do you hear any out? Do you hear any background noise other than the stupid ringing? Which, by the way, I found out something really cool about my family recently on my mother's side. So I found out that my grandpa, he actually used to be like a completely different person. I don't mean like that, oh whoa, he looks so different. Like, he legitimately was a completely different person, like completely different personality. Long story short, he suffered from chronic seizures into his like 20s, and he got what was then a highly experimental surgery done on his brain in order to stop them, and the surgery worked, but he like lost his personality completely changed. Ow. Did not mean to do that, but okay. But yeah, as I was saying before, I almost stapled my finger. Don't mess around with a stapler, kids. Um, it completely changed his personality. He had to completely relearn like walking, talking, reading, writing. He was engaged before, and because he was like a completely different person, you know, the person he was engaged to, you know, she didn't really even know him anymore because, you know, he's a completely different person. So they like ended that. And what what happened, well, was that, you know, he was going to be like he was going to be an attorney, but ended up having to leave attorney school because of that. Or law school. Attorney school. I'm an ignorant, ill-informed boy. Uh, yeah. And, but that's kind of what got him started off as a teacher, and what really started getting him into like church, which is how he met my grandma. And that's just kind of how it ended up working out. That might alarm me, what someone said, and how it harms me, something I did, but I failed to be charming. Suddenly, how can such a tiny cut be so painful, like literally? Ugh. But this year for band, I've gotten a whole lot better at saxophone than I was last year. Like, I'm not squeaking every other note. I can actually play and memorize everything. The the contest show sounds really awesome. I would play some of the I would play like a recording of some of the music, but it is copyrighted and I don't want to get like a copyright strike for being a dum dum on a stream. So that's pretty much like what's been going on. I'm hoping that like next time I do a stream that a friend of mine can join me, so that way it's not as like slow and drab as this. So I'm not just like talking into an empty microphone where no one's listening. Cuz it just feels super weird just like talking to no one, or well, talking to like no one directly. Y- you know you know what I mean? Anyways, I'm just gonna take a quick peek at all the I know all of this stuff. Let's see. What is. Oh, Asian. Okay. That's. That works out perfectly with my knowledge of Java. That is. Yeah, this is like a. Almost a totally different